What excites you about a console shift? What as a just veteran decorated studio, what do you hope to see that these new machines deliver?
It's a good question. So there are a lot of things they could, and I could opine about that, but people are already doing that online. So that's me sort of deferring the question. What I do look forward to, though, is just the continued growth of the audience. And I think that, games like Fortnite, phenomenon in this industry, have brought in more and more players to our industry. And I don't think anybody could have predicted that. And I look at my daughters playing Fortnite and being passionate about the game, and their friends coming in. And now my third daughter is not really a gamer, and she's not a self-professed gamer, but she started playing Spider-Man because she played Fortnite. Fortnite actually got her into playing with the PlayStation 4, right? And she said, "Oh, wait, Dad, but you made this other game. Maybe I should try this other game." And so she did, and she loved it. So super microcosm example of what I believe could be happening across the world.
And then you broke down and wept tears of father. That had to be a great moment.
It was a bonding moment with my daughter and me, yes.
All right, so Sunset Overdrive is a game that's very near and dear to my heart. We talked a little bit about it last time, but so since we spoke, it finally came to PC.
Yes.
Which was great. A lot of people loved seeing that. So does this mean that you guys control its future now? And is Sunset Overdrive 2 on the radar? Is it you want to just extinguish any hope that I'm never going to play that game right now? Do you want to fuel it a little bit? Just talk to me about that, because that is a new development since you and I last sat down.
It's funny that I've been asked similar questions about Resistance, right? And I remember at one point saying, "Now we're not going to do another Resistance." And then I said, "That's stupid. I shouldn't say something like that." Because it wasn't, at that point, I figured, there's always a chance that we might do another Resistance, so never say never. With Sunset, I got to hand it to Blind Squirrel. Blind Squirrel took our engine and our tools and created a beautiful version of Sunset Overdrive for the PC, and in collaboration with Microsoft. So kudos to them, and it's really great for us to see fans who didn't get a chance to play Sunset, or people who had heard of Sunset, get a chance to play it on PC. So I'm going to say never say never. How's that? That is a long-winded way to say it.
I'll give you one follow-up, though, because it's, I have a lot of Xbox fans in my timeline. I've covered Xbox for a long time. And, when the PC version came out, a lot of Xbox fans were like, "Hey, well, how about if there's a PC version now, can we get an Xbox One X enhanced version?" So you're sitting here, I'm contractually obliged to ask you about that.
I think that's unlikely.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? I appreciate the straight answer. Because things cost money, right? And there's opportunity costs for everything, I imagine.
Exactly. We are 200 almost 300 strong right now at Insomniac, but it's something that, you're right, it's an opportunity cost. What should we do? Where should we put our energy when it comes to new projects, IP that we control? And those are hard decisions to make.
All right, so I think the odds are good that your Insomniac's next game will probably be on the next generation of consoles. If the timelines are what a lot of people think they are. You sort of touched on this a minute ago, but what is the new tech that's going to fuel everything? Is it? I've heard a lot of developers here at DICE talk about cloud computing and who's going to crack that, and do we just need more RAM, more CPU power? Is there something that you see that's sort of key to growing gaming in the future from a technology perspective?
From a technology perspective, I can't really talk about that because I think there's, again, a lot of speculation out there about what could be coming down the road, and there have been some announcements from big players who are outside of this industry in terms of where they want to take things. So it's better for me, I think, to talk about the kinds of features that we've wanted in games and hopefully can get more adept at least at Insomniac. I think that we love telling story-driven games, big open-world story-driven games, and I think a challenge that we have is answering the question, how can we keep players engaged? Players love these worlds, and what do we do to figure out how to create content that lives well beyond the game's typical life cycle. And people call that games as a service. You can call it whatever you want to.
Right.
But that's a production challenge, given that when we build these really big games, you don't know how they're going to be received, right? And so you take a big risk in committing to continuing to put out content afterwards. And we put out 3 episodes of City That Never Sleeps after Spider-Man. That was a massive effort for us because they were all story-driven. We put a lot of effort into figuring out what those storylines would be. The whole team was on it. And so you can keep doing that, but will the appetite continue for a while? Does it tail off? So we don't have answers to those questions at all. But I think what I think I'm looking forward to over the next couple years is seeing what other companies do, right? There are other companies that are in the middle of their production cycles right now that will be releasing in 2019, 2020 on whatever platforms are available.
Right.
And I think we're going to see how the audience reacts to those and what features other developers are taking risks on. We learn from that. We look around at our peers, we look at the industry, and we pay attention to what works and what doesn't. And then we take our own risks further down the road, but we take informed risks.
Yeah.